Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Building a Nation with Polonia Warszawa. Thought we'd start today on Przemysław Jamrog. Main reason for this is quite simple. We've just had the international fixtures announced and the squads have been called up. Now weirdly, Lesia not in the Poland squad. I don't know if he'll be included in any of the underage squads, but Jamrog has been recalled to the Poland team. He's been in the squad once before, but never actually got a cap. But he's back, as is Zviggy. I can completely understand why they've recalled Zviggy, because let's face it, he's Zviggy Stardust. He deserves to be in the Polish national team, and I think it's only a matter of time before he starts to establish himself. Sod the star ratings. The guy is quality, and he will be a long-held hero of this club, no doubt, in the future. Lesia has still got plenty of time to develop and is doing so wonderfully well. But, you know, it's going to take him a little while to settle in and really get going as a full... I think he's probably going to be our starting left-sided player, though, next season, which should give him the boost he needs to really start developing. But nice if you're able to get some of these regions playing for Poland. Yes, that's actually a good point. A lot of them have been getting Polish citizenship. So those, for example, the ones that Brazilian, Argentinian particularly, that aren't ever going to quite get into the Argentinian nationals team or Brazilian, a lot of them that are Polish citizens may end up playing for Poland, so that could definitely help us as well by giving us... It's the same kind of thing as how Mariano Bravo ended up playing for Denmark in the V67 save. There was a couple of others too. I think Fabian Moscusa? Maybe not. I wish. CD Projekt Red are based in Warszawa. Potential sponsor for the new kit. That's a good idea, actually. Yeah, that would be quite a cool sponsor to have. Or maybe like Cyberpunk 2077 on the new kit. That would be pretty damn cool. I'll have to see if we can sort that out. I have an idea. It's called Building a Nation. Why not get Polonia state-of-the-art training with youth facilities, win the Champions League, and then potentially move on to another Polish club and do the same? Because that isn't the part that isn't really the point of the save. The challenge for me in this save comes from the fact that we don't control the other clubs, so we have to do our best to help them help themselves, I guess is the best way to look at it, by loaning them players, hoping that the fact is GKS at some point I feel like they're going to get it right, and once they start getting the ball rolling, get a good manager, the right players with the right signings, and get into Europe, I think they can then genuinely start to become Poland's second club, because they've got the money to do it, because no one else can be consistent enough at getting second spot. Are you the number one team in Poland yet? Yes, just barely. As of last season, I believe we are the number one team, but it's pretty neck and neck with the other teams. Scout button doesn't work on the skin you're using. God damn it, I did wonder why that was a problem. That's going to have cost me so many players. Right, so it's the last day of the... Sorry, it's not. We've got the last two match days of the season. Obviously, a big roundup. We'll want to check out Champions League and Europa League too, particularly the Champions League, because we've got to hope that whoever wins it or whoever's there is already qualified via the league. That way we make sure that we get an automatic group stage berth for next season too, because we've not gone down and we're not going to go down from 11th. We'll just quickly show you that now, actually. A sort of final coefficient roundup. So we got 15 points in the end, which is a pretty good run. Legia got 8 in the end after getting out of their group. Lech managed 5 and Wisła managed 3. Unfortunately, Corona didn't manage any as they were lost early on. So I've been trying out that idea with a slightly higher line of engagement and a slightly higher tempo, and I think it definitely looks better. We managed to beat Legia 1-0 thanks to an early goal from Mateusz Żwigawa. Orozco was excellent. Zviggy's been fantastic in this period of matches. Won Player of the Month as well. A 1-0 win against Legia. Then added a 1-0 win away at Krakow. And I thought, oh, maybe this isn't quite for us. Unfortunately, oh god, a couple of injuries in this one. Kande is out for the rest of the season. But Zviggy again scored us the winner this time in the 44th minute. No penalties either. These are open play goals he's scoring. So nice work from him there. We were looking a little bit better here, but I think maybe they just needed to settle into the style. Because once we did, the floodgates opened as we thumped Gornik 5-0. And now remember, they beat us 1-0 earlier this season. And I couldn't imagine how, but we were much better this time. Victor Luis, Kevin, an own goal, which was actually a Kevin strike as well. Nicholas Pauls, and then Jake Hughes with the goals. Massively rotated side for a lot, but Jake Hughes' goal as well. What a thunderous volley from him. 5-0 trashing. And we then couple that up with a 4-1 victory away at Swansk, who won the cup. They actually won the Polish Cup, so they're in Europe next year no matter what happens as a result of winning the cup. A hat-trick from Anthony Campagnaro, a goal from Mateusz Żwigawa. He got an assist on the night as well. Excellent work from him. He had a truly brilliant performance. Unfortunately, we did concede a goal in this one, but look, 15 shots on target out of 16. We were moving the ball around brilliantly in this game and really creating opportunities, and there's definitely something to this. And then in the next game against Lech, a fairly sort of stagnant match for the most part. Mateusz Żwigawa once again with another game-winning goal. That's 3 in the last 5 matches. He's scored the winning goal in 1-0 victories. What a man. Full attendance here. Not a brilliant performance, but again, against Lech, it's still good to get the win over the line, you know? And just quickly, here we are, 20 points clear now at the top of the league, obviously as you'd expect. We've already beaten our points tally record from last season of 92 points. I want to see how close we can get to 100 goals. We're going to get 99 points, hopefully. Lech Poznan technically could still lose out in the Champions League, but it seems a bit unlikely. Gornik are basically just a matter of time before they wrap up a European spot for themselves. It's just a question of whether they get the 4th one or the 5th one, I assume. But fair play to them. Unfortunately, Legia not going to be in Europe next year. Legia are back and Lech. That's good to see, but I'm a bit concerned about the others, to be honest. And in terms of the actual this, I mean, look at this. Mateus Vigar, 22 goals in the league now. He's only 1 behind Victor Hugo's tally, and he's got 24 in all comps. He also has 10 assists. He's into double figures for both goals and assists. What a season. This is probably the best individual season I think we've ever had a player have. That and the fact that Alberto Freitas as well is almost certainly going to win Player of the Year. Kevin's got 5 Man of the Match awards too. Really, really good year for everyone involved. Right, let's get into the league. Amazingly, we're going to end up not getting the most clean sheets for a single player, despite only conceding 11 goals so far. Right, let's get into the games. Unfortunately, we've had a lot of injuries in these areas, which has definitely not helped us. Conde's out. Abrasin's had to play there a few times. Jamrog is finally back, so that's probably what we're going to go with for today. Is Peralta available? He is. You know what? Yes, he is. So let's get him in. Godosito's just back as well, which is good. A few people are just teetering on the edge of not being fit. Okay, we're generally alright against this type of system. Certainly with this new style, anyway. Don't forget, stick around to the end, because we're of course going to be doing the roundup of all the other leagues as well. So we're just going to switch this over. I've changed the expressive one over to this. So I've removed the expressive instruction here and just upped the tempo a little bit on that too, as well as up in the line of engagement. So yeah, we can change on the fly, but that's what I've decided to go with. But I think for today, it's going to be a simple case of that. We're going to go attacking because I just want to try stuff out. Giving Lisic the football, like, he's not been amazing through this period, but he's getting there. You know, he's young, he's still got a lot to learn, but he is improving, and that's the main thing. Yamrog with the throw. Goes short for Peralta, back for Hughes maybe. Can he pull it back for someone perhaps? Yamrog, Hughes, and it's clattered away there. Down at the bottom of the league as well, we've got to keep an eye on that. So literally nothing happened in the first half. Not a single highlight other than that one random one from a throw. We started to get more possession towards the end, but still, GKS doing a good job, I suppose, in their game. Too late now, lads. This might have to be one of those games that Zviggy comes up with like a 1-0 hero go for us. Sometimes it just doesn't always quite click for us. Obviously, these things aren't going to work out, but I wanted to just try them for a period and see how it works. I got a highlight. 61 minutes in, and we finally got a highlight. What is this nonsense? Down at the bottom, you can see that Arca are pretty much dead. Oh, that could be a... No, that's going to be outside the box. They always are. Wow, it happened outside the box. Who knew? Wish I could bring someone on for Yamrog, but we just don't have the options right now with the injuries. Good grief. We're into the 90th minute now, and there's basically nothing to show you from this match. Like, literally, no real opportunities for either team. We've just been a bit lackluster today. Maybe there's a late sting in the tail, but this feels like one of these games that's just going to have to go down as one of the worst games of this save entirely. And to pick it as a live com as well. GG, Matt. Let's see. Maybe there is a late winner. That would be very, very nice. Maybe Vigawa will be the hero. Also, good ball out for Peralta. Go on, find a good ball. Ball in, cleared away. Garcia brings it down. We've still got a few minutes left. Kevin. Imagine if Kevin comes up with the winner. Victor Hugo. 1-0. 9th goal of the season for him. What a finish that is. This game has not deserved a goal of that quality, in all honesty. Victor Hugo off the bench to remind us that actually he is still around, and maybe we don't want to move him on in the summer. Nice little ball dropped from Kevin, but this is a wonder strike from Victor Hugo. He's still got it. Lisic's not done anything like that. It's 1-0 here away at Rakov. Silva. Victor Hugo. Pulls it back across for someone. Kevin. Garcia makes it 2-0. We've scored 2 goals in second half stoppage time, and Kevin's got the assists on both of them. Fair play, Kev. So what I mean, Kevin is just a player that when you put him in the team, he does stuff. And now you might be thinking, well, why aren't you starting him? Because at the end of the day, he's a great, useful player to have around the club. And the players in front of him still do slightly better, but Kevin is such a great deputy to have. 2-0 in stoppage time there. 2 late goals, finishing off the night perfectly. Wonderful stuff. Kevin probably deserves man of the match, but I imagine Victor Hugo will get it just because of the quality on his goal. Oh no, don't concede one as well. Ferrer. Well done, Yammers. Are we going to finish the match yet? There we go, 2-0, 2 goals in stoppage time there. Victor Hugo was given man of the match in the end. 2 assists for Kevin, though, coming off the bench to grab another pair of those. Not bad at all. Ah, lovely stuff. Right, we're back. Final day of the season. Of course, I just realised that, well, Legia are playing us, so if they are to overtake Lech Poznan, they're going to have to win on our ground, which they've not done in a while, and also hope that Lech lose to Swans with a massive goal swing too. I think it's pretty much sewn up for them, but we still want to win. Apparently they're missing quite a few players as well, so that certainly will not help them one little bit. I think we're pretty much still screwed as far as the defensive situation goes. Pretty much going to have to play the same lineup, I would say. Still going to give Lisic his chance. He needs to look at the amount of want in there. It's crazy. But, you know, that's what happens. I set the asking prices a bit lower so the board don't do the thing with the whole, oh, it's too much to ask. Oh, they've offered us too much money, so we have to accept it. Generally speaking, that keeps them off, but it does attract more interest, so it's a fine line. God, they haven't half gone defensive against us here, haven't they? Jesus Christ. I'm just going to try and bash them through. See no reason why we can't. It'd be nice for Zviggy to at least equal Victor Hugo's record goal-scoring season for us. In terms of, I don't know how many Victor Hugo got in all competitions. If someone can let me know, then that'd be awesome. Straight over to that. We're going to go on attacking. I just want to try and thrash it out and see what happens. I feel like we're strong enough here. We had a bit of an unfortunate result against them in the last live com. It's nice to get a few more games against them. I guess they were bound to get a bit of luck in eventually. Another injury, Jake Hughes this time. That's fine. We've got Panda. So we go. Look at the build up here. Yamrock, ball across, and Lisik. Oh, what a piece of play that was. That's really good. There's more one-touch stuff. Gorosito, ball for Lisik. Oh, Blaze, mate. You have to score there. You have to score. We are dominating them in terms of possession, but we just need to do... Oh, here we go. This is Gorosito, classic zones. Vigoa! That's surely offside against Mateus. I guess the main question is, how offside is it? Very, very, very offside indeed, but it's nice to see him still putting them in the back of the net. Got to finish them off. Well, we've definitely been the better side, but we've not found a way to break them down yet. Thankfully, I have a couple of plans. Firstly, go after them a bit harder. Secondly, we are going... What are we going to do? Going to up the high line of engagement slightly and also turn off working the ball into the box and just be a bit more free-flowing. But in fairness, Lisik really should have scored that one when he was put completely through on goal. But hopefully a second half of even more intensity. I don't want to move the ball any faster as we might start to get into like silly territory. But we're moving the ball around nicely. Diaz, do not let them score with their first shot of the game. Do not let them score with their first shot of the game. Gorosito. Oh, could he find the pass? He has! What a ball for Lisik. Can he finish from here? It's a tight angle for him. That was always going to be a difficult chance for the lad, in fairness. If he puts that in, I would really be impressed. I'm getting Kevin on for Zwicky. You know what Kevin's like. He's often capable of getting something like this for us. See if he can come up with another one of his wonderful moments for us. Headed away. Orozco. We've deserved the win, but my God, they've not had a shot yet. Gorosito's ball. Freitas! Over the crossbar. Oh, no, it was a corner. Okay, one more chance, maybe. Gorosito's ball again. Kevin, and it's wide, and unbelievably, we're going to go an entire match without them having a single shot in the game, and they're still going to get a point. Ah, dearie me. It's just one of those things, isn't it? Then again, a plus 80 goal difference is still pretty bloody good. Still a bit annoying, though. We could have definitely done better with that, though, frankly. The fact is, in this episode, we've only scored goals from the 90th minute onwards. Still, we win the league by 20 points in the end. 91 goals scored, which I don't know if that's better or worse than last season or not. 66 that year. Oh, we actually got 91 a previous season as well. But we've conceded less this season, which definitely helps. Only 11 goals conceded in 37 matches. I really do want to have one where we concede sub 10. That's the goal. Lech Poznan do get into the Champions League. Legia back into Europe as well, along with Gornik and Swansea. Legia did get quite close to catching them, but couldn't do it in the end. As Swansea, look at this, they've completely fallen away. This were dreadful. Yeah, fair enough. And down at the bottom, as you'd expect, Katowice will win it by 7 points in the end. They were that close to just getting into that other group, frankly. But the usual suspects go down. Anyway, other leagues. Certain group of fans are going to rather enjoy this one. Arsenal have won the Premier League in 2028. There you have it. They've won it. City, Chelsea and Spurs in there as well. Manchester United, Liverpool and Southampton. Southampton really doing quite well in this save. Down go Reading, Stoke and Norwich. More shake-ups over in Spain as Atletico win the league for the first time in a long time. Barca and Real Madrid in there too. Real Sociedad qualify for the Champions League. They're fair play. Athletic getting the Europa League this year, along with Sevilla and Villarreal. Down go Granada, Real Valladolid and Levante. No surprises there. Any huge... Las Palmas having a decent year. In League PSG do another unbeaten season. Unfortunately, Strasbourg... Yeah, even heaven couldn't save them this time as they are comfortably relegated by finishing 12 points off the pace. Down go Auxerre and Nantes along with them into the playoff spot there. So yeah, PSG win the league comfortably, as you would imagine. They've only lost one league match in 3 years. That is ridiculous, to be honest, but there you go. Monaco there too, along with Lyon. Into the Europa League go Nice, Bordeaux and Marseille. Serie A hasn't actually finished yet, but Inter are in a very good spot to win the league, which is cool. Milan up there as well. Juventus and, of course, Napoli. Sampdoria, Lazio and Bologna looking for a potential European spot, battling out with Atalanta, but I feel like Bologna will probably get it. Roma struggling like mad. Spezia Calcio go down, along with Benevento and Crotone looking very unlike... Oh, actually, I'll tell you what, they could finish above Udinese here. They're not done yet. In the Bundesliga, Bayern Munich win it for apparently the 16th year in a row. GG. Leipzig in second there with Dortmund and Schalke also qualifying for the Champions League, along with Leverkusen, Hertha Berlin and Hoffenheim in the Europa League. No surprises there, other than the fact that Hoffenheim have a negative 10 goal difference. Down go Heidenheim, FC Köln and Ingolstadt. Over in the Netherlands, Ajax are champions comfortably, but Utrecht comes second with Heerenveen slipping into third spot. So the Dutch next year are going to have Utrecht and Heerenveen into the Champions League. I have a horrible feeling that might actually cost the Dutch more than it helps them, in all honesty. PSV and Feyenoord go into the Europa League, although I believe... And RZ are in a battle, I believe, in a playoff with Pexvoll, who were at one point up in second, but have really slipped off the pace, to see who will go into the other European spot there. So Venlo go down, into the playoffs with Excelsior, and Cambuur very much relegated from the top flight. But the fact that that's a really cool season in Holland, in the Netherlands, I'm a huge fan of that. So there we go. There endeth our season. We've got a lot of work to do over the summer. Got to do the analysis video in a minute because it's going to be. I'm curious to see. I think it's going to be a lot of the same kind of stuff, same conclusions really. Just keep signing young and bringing them through because at the moment we just don't have the rep to sign players that can strengthen us. Frankly, that's the real issue. So I have tried to bring in, or I've already brought in a couple actually, that are going to try and strengthen this squad. So I just think that's the best way to go about it. We've just got to bring them through and hang on to those that we do get, like the likes of Freitas. We need to keep him for as long as possible. That's sort of the overarching plan of all this, and I think that's the only way we're actually going to succeed in this save, at least for now. I think once we can get to the point where we're starting to get through a couple of knockout rounds of the Champions League and start winning the groups and get a bit more coefficient, maybe get some other Polish teams to do well, at that point we'll be earning more money for a start, I'd like to think, and we'll be able to encourage other players to join us that would actually improve the site, because at the moment it's really struggling. We're having to do it on what is essentially a shoestring budget in the grand scheme of things, because our transfer budget is 9 million for the summer, so you can sort of see that we're in a kind of weird impasse at the moment. We will sort this out and hopefully still come back stronger next season. There is a guy I'm looking at from Boca Juniors who looks pretty good, who could actually be better than Peralta for that role, or at the very least strengthen that role, but he would cost us like 6 mil. But I think it might be a deal worth doing. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this season, and I really hope you have, drop a like on the video. It doesn't, not for me, it just helps boost the channel and gets it onto more ears. When you leave a comment or when you like the video, all that stuff, it just helps boost the channel, and that's awesome. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next season in another video later tonight. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.